All right, let's jump right into a book that has been an absolute game changer for millions of people, The Magic of Thinking Big, by Dr. David J. Schwartz. Now, this isn't just another feel-good motivational book. No, it's a practical, nuts-and-bolts blueprint for building a more successful life. And today, we're going to deconstruct it piece by piece.
So the book kicks off with a question that, let's be honest, has probably kept you up at night at some point. You look at someone out there who's achieving so much more, maybe making 5 times what you make, and you can't help but wonder, are they really 5 times smarter than me? Do they have some kind of secret advantage? It's a tough question, but the answer is actually pretty empowering.
And there it is. According to Schwartz, the answer is a resounding no. The real difference maker, the magic if you will, isn't about IQ points or some secret handshake. It's all about the scale of their thinking. This is the big idea, the foundation that everything else we're going to talk about is built on.
So if it's all about our thinking, how do we actually build this architecture of achievement? Well, it all starts with the foundation, which is our beliefs. And Schwartz uses this fantastic metaphor. He says our belief is like a thermostat that literally sets the temperature for how much we can accomplish.
This quote right here, this is the heart of the whole philosophy. Your belief isn't just some passive, wishy-washy thought. It's the active control panel for your entire life. Think about it. If you set that thermostat low with small, self-doubting beliefs, well, your life is going to stay pretty lukewarm. But if you have the guts to crank that thing way up, you start creating the heat, the energy for massive success.
And here's another powerful way to think about it. The thought factory. Just imagine your mind is this factory, working 24/7. Now, if you keep feeding it raw materials like doubt, envy, and fear, what kind of products do you think it's going to churn out? That's right, excuses and plans for failure. But if you start feeding it high-grade, positive, success-oriented thoughts, that very same factory will start producing the brilliant plans and strategies you need to win.
Now, the really cool thing is this isn't a one-and-done deal. It becomes this powerful, self-reinforcing loop. It all starts when you form a big belief. That's the command you give to your mind. Your mind then goes, okay, boss, and immediately starts hunting for ways to make it happen. That search creates real motivation, which then fuels you to take action. And here's the kicker. Every time you act, every little win you get, it feeds right back and makes that original belief even stronger. It's a continuous upward spiral.
Okay, so you've laid a strong foundation of belief. Awesome. But you can't build a skyscraper on a site that's cluttered with a bunch of junk and obstacles, right? And Schwartz says there's one major disease that sabotages more dreams than anything else.
He's got a great name for it, excuse-citis, the failure disease. It's that chronic, nagging habit of finding a reason, any reason, why we can't do something. And the really dangerous part? The more you say an excuse out loud, the more you start to actually believe it's true, until it becomes a roadblock in your own mind.
But here's the good news. For every strain of this disease, there's a vaccine. You think your health is holding you back? Stop talking about it and start focusing on what you absolutely can do. Worried you're not smart enough? You got to realize that your attitude and persistence are way more valuable than raw brain power. Think you're too old or maybe too young? Reframe that. Think about the productive time you have left and get moving. And if you're blaming bad luck, forget that. Go out and create your own opportunities through sheer action. It's all about making a conscious choice to change your story.
And that leads us perfectly to the real engine of this whole system. Once you've cleared away the excuses, it's time to actually build. And the number one tool for constructing confidence and absolutely demolishing fear is simple, straightforward action.
Man, this quote is a game changer. It totally reframes fear. See, fear isn't some big, complicated monster we have to analyze. It's just a byproduct of doing nothing. When you hesitate, when you postpone, you're basically pouring fertilizer on your fear, letting it grow bigger and bigger in your mind. The only antidote, the only way to starve it, it's to move. It's to take action.
And here's where it gets super practical. Schwartz gives us these almost weirdly simple physical habits to build confidence from the outside in. Start walking with a little more purpose, like you've got somewhere important to be. Be a front seater, sit in the front of the room where the engaged people sit. Make eye contact, speak up in meetings. You see, these little physical tweaks send powerful signals to your brain that you're a person of confidence and importance. You act the part and your mind will follow. All right, now for the final and maybe most overlooked part of our whole architecture, your environment.
We don't live in a bubble, right? The attitudes and the thinking of the people around us, they just seep in, whether we like it or not. So if you're serious about thinking big, you have to put yourself in a big thinking environment. Period.
Schwartz draws this really sharp contrast here. On one side, you've got the second-class environment. I mean, this is basically where dreams go to die. It's filled with gossip, small-mindedness, and people who are experts at telling you all the reasons your big idea is doomed. Then, you have the first-class environment. This is where you want to be. It's buzzing with big ideas, positive energy, and people who are doing things that make you expand your own idea of what's possible. You have to actively, consciously choose to spend your time there. So let's zoom out and look at the whole picture. What we've been building here isn't just a list of motivational tips. It's a complete, interconnected system. It's an architecture where your beliefs support your actions. Your actions cure your fears, and your environment elevates your thinking. Every part strengthens the others.
So what's the ultimate outcome of building this whole thing? Well, it's what other people will look at and call luck. But we know better now, don't we? That lucky break isn't random. Not at all. It's something you manufactured. It's a formula. When you combine your preparation with the right attitude, you start seeing opportunities that others miss. And because you have a habit of action, you seize them. That's not a lottery ticket. That's a process.
And that brings us right back to where we started, the size of your thinking. As Schwartz makes so incredibly clear, the world you experience, the life you live, it's a direct reflection of the thoughts you choose to cultivate. This whole blueprint is really a challenge. It's a challenge to stop accepting limits that only exist in your mind. So the only real question left is, how big are you willing to live?